to our English lesson. Here we are back again with another interesting English lesson. Hope you are ready to be with us for some time. Let us welcome my friend Miss Indira. She is going to conduct the lesson today. Hello Indira.
Hello Miss Priyadashini.
We are waiting to see what you are going to do.
Okay, thank you. And yes, we are going to do another interesting lesson on verbs and adverbs. So we'll move on to what we are going to learn today. Actually, this is what we are going to learn. What is a verb? So, what is a verb? Verb is a action word of a language, or it can be described as words that we use to describe actions, what people or things do, or what happens to them are called verbs. Here, can you see the picture? This is an action doing. What is the action the boy is doing, Miss?
Singing. The boy is singing.
So, it is an action word, right? So, here I have given you some sentences. I want our students to read these sentences carefully and find the verbs in these sentences. Number 1, Mary wrote a letter to Kate and James posted it.
Number 2, when Neela had finished her dinner, she cleaned her teeth.
Number 3, it takes Jenna 15 minutes to walk to school.
Number 4, I washed the clothes and hung them on the line.
Number 5, George read his favorite storybook happily. Now children, what you have to do is underline or find the verbs in these sentences. So shall we check, Miss, what are the verbs in these sentences? Yes, so these are the answers. In the first sentence, the verbs are wrote and posted. In the second sentence,
finished, cleaned.
In the third sentence, takes and walk.
Fourth sentence, washed, hung.
And the last sentence, read. So those are the verbs in those sentences. So we'll move on to the next one. Remember, as nouns in our previous lesson, verbs are also divided into two groups according to the way they are used in a sentence or in any place. It can be either a main verb or as a helping verb or as an auxiliary verb. Either as a main verb or as a helping verb or an auxiliary verb. So, Miss, shall we see what is a main verb and what is an auxiliary verb?
Yes, we are waiting.
Yes. So, children, main verbs are actually the verbs that we use to indicate actions. We already told you. If it is an action, if it is a word for that, we call it action verb, and that is a verb. These are verbs that we use to indicate actions and states. Most of the verbs in English are main verbs. They are also called, here the word lexical verbs, you know it is a main verb. So look at these examples. Some boys were running around the playground. Miss, can you see the main verb is being underlined? So what is the main verb here?
Running.
Yes.
It is underlined.
Next one.
Gayan borrowed a comic book from the library, and the verb is underlined, it is borrowed.
This pen belongs to me. So the main verb is belongs and it is underlined.
Next one, I can really taste the spices in this curry. Two words are underlined.
Yes, there are two main verbs here, can and taste. So here the main verbs. Now we'll move on to the next section, or we call it auxiliary verbs or helping verbs. Auxiliary or helping verbs are used together with the main verb to show the verb's tense or to form the negative form or a question. The most common auxiliary verbs are have, be verbs and do, right? So now in simple words we can say auxiliary verbs or the helping verbs are actually helping the main verb to get their tense, or whether it is going to be a question or whether it's going to be in a negative form. Now look here, Hemal is waiting in the main hall. Now in this sentence, the main verb is waiting. So with the main verb is there. So that is acting as a helping verb. So is here as a auxiliary or an helping verb. Yes?
They have gone to the party already.
And do you like to watch cartoons on TV? Here it is acting as a question. Do you like to watch cartoons on TV? Here these helping verbs are helping to denote either a tense or have or a question form. Right? Okay, so we will move on to the next one. Important. Remember, when you are learning verbs, this is very important. When we turn verbs into past tense verbs, they are usually put it into two sets. You know, verbs can be turned into past tense. But when you turn them into past tense, again they go under two categories. They are regular verbs and irregular verbs. Shall we tell our children what they are, miss?
Yes, okay.
Yes.
What are regular verbs?
Yes. When a verb is turned into the simple past or past participle form, if ed is added to the end of the verb, it is a regular verb. So at the end of this verb, if ed is added when they turn into past tense or past participle form, that is a regular verb. Now here, clean, cleaned, live, lived, walk, walked. Some
play, played. Clap, clapped. Wash, washed.
Yes, so you can think lot of other regular verbs, right? Okay, so we'll move on to what is an irregular verb now. Irregular verbs are the verbs that when they turn into their simple past or past tense, they form in different way. It's not in the original form. Sometimes it may take a complete different turn.
And we don't add ed at the end.
Ed also, remember. Thank you, miss. And remember, we don't add ed. Here, make, made, take, took. Shall we say some other
Yes.
verbs?
Come,
Came,
go,
went,
sing,
sang,
see.
saw. So all these verbs, when they turn into past tense, they take a different form.
And also the past participle.
Yes, past participle. So we call them irregular verbs. And there are something very important you should remember, but before that we will have a look and understand it more clearly. Write simple past of the given verbs and name them as regular or irregular verbs. So already I have done it for you, then you can easily understand. The simple past of enjoy is enjoyed. So ed is added and it is a regular verb. Watch, watched. Ed added, again it is a regular verb. Get, got. But is that a regular verb, miss?
No, it's a irregular verb.
Irregular verb. Break, broke.
Again, a irregular verb.
Yes. Pay, paid.
Paid.
Again,
An irregular verb.
irregular verb. And remember, there are some instances that you should remember very carefully. This is it. Remember, sometimes there are verbs which remain unchanged. So if you turn them into past tense or past participle form, they don't change. They are simple past and past participle form, such as cut. The past tense is also cut, past participle is also cut. Put, past tense put, even the past participle is
Put.
Okay. So I hope our children can really understand what is this regular and irregular verbs, as well as some special set of verbs that did not change according to past tense or past participle. Okay? Yes. Now, after verbs, we are moving into a very special section, adverbs. Actually, adverbs are used to modify or describe a verb. You know what is a verb now? If you want to describe that verb, we use adverbs. Adverbs tell you how something happens or how somebody does something. Many adverbs are derived from adjectives by adding ly. So I think our children by now know what is an adjective. Like adverbs, adjectives also a word that modifies a noun, or in other words it tells more about the noun. If it is a frock, if you say red frock, it is red is the adjective. Like here, adverb modifies a verb. It tells more about the verb. Now here sudden is an adjective. If you turn this into an adverb, you have to add
ly.
ly, and it becomes
Suddenly.
suddenly, slow,
Slowly.
nice,
Nicely.
So we'll put these adjectives turn into adverbs into some sentences. The train stopped suddenly.
I opened the door slowly.
He is drawing a picture nicely, right? So this is how you turn adjective into an adverb. Okay? Yes. Here is an activity, but you have to be very careful. Underline the adverbs contained in each of these sentences. Now these adverbs are already given to you, because I want you to learn it very properly. So shall we help our students in identifying these adverbs, miss?
Okay.
Mary slept soundly all night. Now slept is the past tense of a sleep, the verb sleep. The past tense of sleep is slept, and soundly it is describing how she slept. So she slept soundly. She had a very good sleep.
Yes, describing the verb.
Verb. Number 2.
The gentleman raised his hat politely at the lady.
He raised his hat politely. In a very polite manner, he raised his hat. So
Yes.
it is the
Politely, and the verb is raised.
raised.
How he raised politely. Yes.
Tamara cried bitterly when she lost her new pen. So Tamara cried. The verb cried has been described bitterly. So bitterly is an adverb. So Tamara cried bitterly. Why did she cry? When she lost her new pen, right?
Next one. The conductor of the bus spoke rudely to the old lady. How did he speak? Rudely. That is the adverb.
What is the verb there, children? Speak, the past tense of
Speak.
speak, spoke is given here. Last one. You should always try to speak nicely to people. So here, how you should speak to people? Nicely, right? So the verb speak is described as nicely, right? So here it is, I think our children can be very clearly understand what is a verb and an adverb, miss,
Yes.
don't they? Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. Yes, Now, this is very important, children. Here you are learning something very important. That is actually the gist of this competency that we are learning today. You should learn by now there can be verbs and adjectives and adverbs which the same word falling into different word classes. That means sometimes there can be a word that falls into the word class of an noun or an adjective, or sometimes maybe to an verb as such. So, we will move on to some examples, Miss.
Yes, okay. There are some examples here.
Yes.
Yes. Give me a glass of water. Isn't that a noun?
Yes,
Glass of water.
Yes, water is a noun. Give me a glass of water here. Glass of water. Water is acting as a noun here. I water the plants here.
The picture.
Yes, I water the plants.
It's an action.
Then it is
It's a verb.
It's a verb, an action word.
Action word.
I water the plants. Children love to play with water bubbles. Here, the bubbles are being described. The noun bubbles is being described with the word water. Here, water is acting as an adjective. So, children, I think you can clearly understand the word water is acting as a noun as well as a verb and also as an adjective. Miss, shall we move on to the next one?
Okay.
Here the word given here is book. We will see how it falls into different word classes, shall we? It's an interesting book. Here it's an interesting book, that's why I am reading it happily. Here the book is acting as a noun.
We are trying to book a hotel for our meeting.
So we are going to have a meeting. We are trying to book a hotel. Here,
isn't that an action word?
Yes. So the word book is acting as a noun as well as a
verb.
Okay. Shall we check another word that falls into different word classes? Okay.
Fast is the word.
He loves fast cars. So the noun car, cars is being described as fast. So here it is acting as an adjective.
He is driving fast to get to work on time. There you are, the picture. He is driving fast. So that is an adverb. How is he driving?
Fast. He is driving fast. So these are some of the examples we have taken for today's lesson. But there can be many like this. For that, I have an advice for our children, Miss Priyadashini. This is, my dear children, use a dictionary, refer to a dictionary. Then you will come across with lots of words like this. Complete the pairs of sentences with one word from the box. Use one as a verb and the other as a noun, or vice versa. Vice versa means in one way or another. Make necessary changes. You have to do necessary changes. So this is your workbook page I have taken. So you can go through this and use the given words either as a noun or as a verb.
Shall we read the words for them?
Yes, please.
Address, break, fly, water, face, watch.
Okay. So here are the sentences. There are 12 sentences.
And there are only 6 words.
6 words. So you have to read the words and put them as a noun or as a verb, right? I think For that, as our children are having their workbook with them, shall we give them the answers for them to check? Okay. Here are the answers. The first one, the first sentence blank should be filled with fly. Second one, watch.
Third one, addresses. Remember children, you have to do the necessary changes.
Changes, yes.
The word address is there, but the verb addresses should come.
Yes. Now here number 4.
Again fly.
Break. Number 5, break.
Watered.
Number 6, watered, because it says last evening, right?
Yes, past tense,
Past
the verb.
tense.
Watch. Now watch, earlier also
Watch.
you used watched. Face.
Now here,
Again address.
not addresses, but address.
Here it is a noun, there
It is a verb.
yes. Water, watered, that is a verb. Here it is a noun. Break,
And
face again.
So I think you can sort of check your answers with the answers given, because as you have the workbook with you, it is very important that you read carefully of these sentences and put the given 6 words either as a noun or as a verb. So here are the answers. So you can check your answers, because we have another activity lined up for you. Can you remember the dictionary? Okay, shall we? Here. This is a dictionary page. Study the dictionary page given and answer the questions. So here in a dictionary page, they are given the word draw. The word draw. Here it is, first it is given as a verb. But again here, down here, it is given as a noun. So how many word classes are given here? 2 word classes. So you have here, you can see the definitions or the
Different definitions, and there are 15 definitions.
definitions. Yes. How many definitions? 15.
As a verb.
Yes, as a verb. And there are some other words make up with this verb, and some definitions as nouns. So here are the questions given. How many word classes? Write 3 meanings. Read the following sentences. Write the meaning of the underlined words referring to the dictionary page. So likewise, you are given some questions. So it is in your pupil's book. So here are the answers. So how many word classes? 2 word classes. Here answer to number 2, to create a picture by making lines on surface. Likewise. So here number 4 is the important one. The word draw as a noun and as a verb we are using in 2 sentences. Here the pretty girl was the party's main draw or the attention.
One of the meanings of the word draw is attraction. So that is the word that you have used here.
Yes.
In the sentence. The meaning of draw here is attraction.
Attraction. I drew a house on the blackboard. It is acting as a verb.
And that is to draw.
Draw something.
With a pencil or something. Drawing.
Yes. So here I drew, actually it is the past tense of the verb draw. So here, so these answers are also here for the pupil's book activity in your pupil's book, right? So I hope by now you may have a good understanding about slightly discussed adjectives, then verbs and adverbs, and how we use sometimes one word as a noun or as a verb or as an adjective or as an adverb. For that, we have given you some activities taken from your book as well as outside as resources. right? So with that, I think our children may be able to understand really well what is our competency today, using verbs, nouns, adjectives and adverbs in appropriate manner and understanding different word classes. Isn't it, Miss?
Yes, Miss Indira. I think they understood very well.
Okay, so with that, we are winding up today's lesson. So please watch Guru Gedara educational channel on Rupavahini, and if you are watching it with YouTube, please watch channel NIE.
Yes,
So
if you miss any lessons, you can watch again and again from on channel NIE YouTube.
Yes, because if you want to check your answers, please do that. So with that, we are going to wind up for today. Stay safe and be happy.